incredible for Oracle play.
Yeah, it really is. It's just such a safe opening, and Zest specifically is really good with Oracle opening, so Byung probably expecting that, and with that SCV still hidden in his main base, you know, Byung's going to figure out exactly what's going on. This is actually quite a nice start for him.
Yeah, it should be okay, assuming he actually goes and scouts that. Just forgets the SCV is even there and just leaves it alone. That would be kind of silly. The Oracle is now in production. We do have a starport on the way up. There's 3 Marines up. Of course, you do need about 6, but there is a Widow Mine building as well, so that would be okay. There's the scout. It did see the Oracle. It saw the Stargate. Why would I even doubt Byung scouting this matchup? He understands the timings better than almost any other player on the planet. So he scouted just when he needed to. And the Oracle is going to arrive to a welcoming party.
Yeah, I don't foresee this Oracle getting many kills. Like, it's an Oracle, so it'll probably kill, like, 1 or 2 things.
Yeah.
But if he gets unlucky with it, maybe he flies into a Widow Mine or something.
Yeah, it could happen. He got 2 SCVs, and I guess he could force a cancel on a supply depot, deny mining a little bit, but that's really going to be about it. There's no follow-up Oracle either, so not a big commitment here from Zest, and I approve of that. It's nice to have a Stargate available, right, at all times.
Yeah.
Because maybe you need detection, you need to build an emergency Oracle. Maybe you see an opportunity for a backstab later on in the game. Maybe Void Rays are awesome. Well, they frequently are.
There's all sorts of situations where you want to make something quickly out of a Stargate, like a Phoenix or a Void Ray, and maybe even a second Oracle later on. Right now, this Oracle actually still doing some work, getting a couple Marines and getting out of there.
I would never, ever, under any circumstances, doubt the Oracle control of Zest. Hang on, Byung might drop below it, and Zest just notices in time. Nice little move there from Byung. If Zest was a little slower, we would have lost the Oracle there.
Yeah, very good thing that he's not. When you lose that Oracle early on, it takes away a lot of your scouting, a lot of your counter potential, really. You know, when you have the Oracle out, they have to be careful. But right now, Byung is the one getting on the offense, doing a little drop here at the Stargate.
Nice place to go, actually. That Oracle could die, but if they all come in simultaneously, then... Oh, that Oracle almost went down, but Zest's control so good as usual. Doesn't lose his sentry either. In fact, I think the sentry actually saved the Oracle with the Guardian Shield. Pylon goes down. Byung continues to kind of commit just to do a little bit more damage and has forced Zest backwards. But eventually that's going to get cleaned up. The Oracle's coming in again. Really tempting fate here.
Well, I really like that move by Zest with the Oracle, especially the fact that he kept it alive. But Byung is getting a lot of value out of this. Look at this. He forced a Nexus cancel. He killed a Pylon. And he killed a Sentry. And he also kept the Oracle over there the whole time. That was great.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, a little bit cocky trying to get in there again, and the Oracle is going to be tracking this. They're going to have an interesting little meeting, I think. He's boosting right in again, which... Oh, he wants that Oracle, actually. Zest didn't see that coming, and he loses it! Byung! Sick bait and switch.
He did do a sick bait and switch there, but in the meantime, he lost a full medevac at the natural to a Nexus cannon and regular cannon, so... you win some, you lose some, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose you do. And of course, Byung has actually lost more resources worth of units, but he's taken a pretty fast third base here. It's about to finish. And the aggressive potential of Zest right now, limited until the gateways start to come up and this charge upgrade is done.
Yeah, you know what? It looks like he is going for a big gateway timing here. He's going right up to 8 gateways. He's getting his charge. He's going to be able to get Archons. This is a really powerful strategy, especially with Oracles out there. You can tag your opponent's army and or keep them at home and then chase down anything that's on the map and do a huge attack. So this is a powerful move here from Zest.
Yeah, it really is. And Byung has no bunkers up. He has no wall off either. So, like, there's no way for him to really SimCity against these charging zealots. The Oracle is also going to be very useful for detecting these Widow Mines, which could be very dangerous. He's even adding a second Oracle, which I like an awful lot. Byung is starting to push out on the map, but Byung's upgrades are very, very behind. He only has a single engineering bay going. His combat shield is not done yet. His stim is so late. He was very committed to that early drop aggression.
Yeah, that sucks that his stim isn't ready. You know, that would be really, really helpful here. And without it, it's going to be hard to hold anything. But, ooh, the Oracle goes down to a Widow Mine.
Yep, well, that's unfortunate when your detection goes down to an invisible unit, but it can happen from time to time. The question is, can Byung hold on to this third base advantage? Like, right now, especially with his forces all split up and no bunkers, I don't see it happening. Zest is forcing the ramp already. He's going all the way up here. There's a few Marauders, some SCVs that are going to die very, very fast. Can Byung even hold the top of his ramp here? It's not looking likely.
No, it certainly is not. Zest hitting a very powerful timing here, and Bbyo just caught completely off guard. He was a bit too greedy, didn't have stem, and GG over as quickly as that.
Indeed it is, and Bbyo with the fancy moves at the start of the game, but it didn't really make that much of a difference, I'm afraid, because as you said, Zest was actually going for a 2-base timing attack. Bbyo got a little bit too greedy, and then bam, Zest just all the way down the throat, and nothing to stop him there whatsoever.
No, that was like really strong play, and this goes to show you the strength of Zest, right? He's flying around with the Oracle, he scouts what's going on, he's like, oh, you're teching pretty heavily, and that's a pretty quick third. I think I can just kill you if I add some gateways and get charged. And I tell you what, he was certainly right about that.
Yeah, he certainly was, and his efficiency was amazing as well. By the end of the game, it was about 4,500 resources lost there for Bbyo and 1,500 for Zest. So he wasn't messing around in any way, and even with like a Zealot-heavy approach, you often expect quite a lot of resources lost on the Protoss side of things, because those are the guys taking the bullets. But honestly, Bbyo never really had an army together to fight that. He had some units at the third, which got shredded. He had some units at the natural, which got shredded. And then, of course, once the main ramp fell, that really was about it.
Yeah, when you get on top of Terran's production, they're basically dead. That's the killing move against Terran. Marines can't pop out and fight single-handedly against anything. So, strong moves here by Zest. The thing is, Bbyo, I felt like, had a very nice start. That little drop harassment was good. He really blocked the Oracle. You know, only losing 2 SCVs and 2 Marines, not so bad. But, you know, I guess he was a bit too greedy, and he's going to have to watch out for that in the next game.
Yeah, he absolutely will. And as fancy as those drops were, it's like, what did it really accomplish? Not a great deal. It's nice to be able to pick off a pylon, force an overcharge, but, you know, what's the point in forcing an overcharge if you're then not going to attack? It doesn't make any difference.
That's true. Forcing overcharges against someone who is going to come attack you, where you have to have all your units at home to try to defend, not really that helpful.
No, unfortunately, it doesn't really do much. The next map is currently loading. King Sejong Station will be the next venue for this Best of 7 series. And, of course, as we do this, I would like to remind you that the reason this tournament even exists to begin with is due to Sandisk Extreme Pro SSD. And you can check out the website, sandisk.shoutcraft.gg. It's going to give you all the info on this tournament, as well as information on where to find the Sandisk Extreme Pro SSD, which currently is in short supply, and I'm pretty sure you guys are actually to blame for that. I think Nathanius might have snapped up one of the last ones. He was bragging about it earlier on Twitter.
Well, good of him. Good on you guys. Continue to purchase. Great tournament. Everyone agrees on that. Reddit's been going crazy. The community's been loving it. So thank you, Totalbiscuit and Sandisk, for this awesome event.
Yep, I do hope that the finals live up to expectation here. Nothing worse than overhyping an event and then just having 2 whitewashes, right? We just get 4-0, 4-0. It's like, well, that was disappointing, but you can never really predict as to whether or not that's going to happen. And frankly, I do not expect this guy to the southeast position to let us down. Bit of a rough start, but still showing quite a bit of flair. Let's see if we can just fill in the holes, the gaps in his armor, and get back to work. To the southeast position in the orange trunks, playing Terran, he is CJ Entus Bbyo.
And his opponent in the top left of the map, looking strong as ever in that last game, KT Rolster Zest.
What a monster. This time, though, he's up against a gas first play from Bbyo, so he's already varying things up. I like that.
Well, you know what? They actually played on this map somewhat recently in Pro League, and Bbyo did beat him with a tech-based build. He went for like 6 Hellions and a medevac with Marines in it, and just kind of ran into the main base and killed him. So maybe he's going to try something similar to that again. You know, if it works once, maybe you can get it to work again. Maybe that's one of Zest's very few weaknesses.
Well, Zest actually scouts very early here, and he's going to notice the barracks timing. He doesn't even need to go and check the gas, because there's no other reason why a barracks would actually be up that late. So he already knows kind of what's going on. Whether or not that actually stops it is a different matter, because the cool thing about going gas first is it can lead into a wide variety of different possibilities.
That's right. I mean, he could be going for something as crazy as Banshees, could be going for Hellbat drops, just Hellions, a Widowmine drop, quick medevac. There are a lot of different things that can be going on here. The only thing that he knows is that the command center is going to be a bit later than normal.
Yeah, that's true. And we've got just a little bit of block. Oh, eBay block here. Byung just, can't, of course, be much of an eBay block, but against a probe, eBay starts with actually quite a lot of health, so this will take a little while, and Zest was intending to expand with that second probe going down. So that's a nice little move. The Mothership Core will come and tickle the eBay to death, and we'll eventually be able to build that.
Well, it's funny that he brought the probe back. I wonder what the meaning of that is. He brought it back, and then I guess he sent it right back down again, so...
That was a bit odd.
He might be trying to trick Byung into thinking, oh, maybe he's going Stargate or something before the Nexus.
Yeah, it could very well be some mind games of some description. Byung is believing that mind games are a possibility. He's checking down there, and as we have seen, especially I think it was yesterday, Zest is not above putting proxy stuff right in your face.
Oh, yeah. No, he has no problem with that whatsoever. He's like a full-range player. He'll do absolutely anything that he thinks will make him win here. But what he's going to need this game is a really good splitting on his army and very good multitasking, because it looks like Byung is going for this quite popular strategy that we see from a lot of top Terrans right now, which involves Marines, a Medevac, a Widowmine, and then a couple Hellions.
Yeah.
And it's a tough one, man. A lot of times we see a bunker built at that natural. We see Hellions trying to roast probes, a Widowmine that you have to detect, and of course Marines that are getting healed. It's a lot of different things to deal with all at once.
Yeah, and since the Widowmine buff, that drop has just got all the more effective. Like, it's almost guaranteed to do something. So it's not a high-risk maneuver. I like it an awful lot. The Full Marine 2 Widowmine drop is pretty cool too, actually. And that can get you maybe some probe kills from time to time, but at the highest possible level, they're usually pretty good about pulling their probes. So we will see how this turns out. Zest was sort of posturing in a way that indicated maybe he wanted to actually go for a proxy building, but that didn't happen. Here comes the drop, though. The Widowmine has been deployed, and of course no focus fire from Zest quick enough. And the Photon Overcharge has been activated. There's the quick hop, pick up, and go. And the Hellions have made their way into the natural, though. Byung's not actually controlling his second Hellion here. So this is not going to do as much damage as it should have.
Yeah, you know, that was a little bit of a flaw to this, I guess. You know, he was focusing so heavily on that Medevac that got shut down quite heavily that he didn't kill quite as many probes as he should have. But, you know, 5 workers killed this early in the game is still pretty good.
Yeah, it kind of did the job. He lost 2 Marines, and he got out of there with his Widowmine. So I'm okay with what he did there. He could have got a bit more out of it if he was properly microing here in his natural, but otherwise, it was a good little poke. It's not that important for that drop to do critical damage. Just doing a bit is good. Getting 5 workers out of it for the cost of 2 Hellions and 2 Marines is not too shabby, but we do still see a worker lead here for Zest.
Yeah, you know, that was a pretty quick Nexus, and of course, Chrono Boost does help out with that as well. And, but Byung, his command center isn't too late. He's got some good tech, he's got some good drop potential going on, so Zest has to stay a little bit defensive here still. As we can see in his main base, he's got that Mothership Core and a couple Stalkers, kind of on watch out for any Widowmine drops or anything like that. So, at least Byung has taken the initiative in this game.
Yeah, he has. Although, he's up against a 2-base Colossus build. Pretty aggressive here out of Zest. Zest hasn't added on the gateways yet to really make something out of this, but that could happen. Strangely enough, Zest also has an Immortal in the mix here.
Well, that Immortal, I think, is just to pack some extra punch with his army, and without seeing a Twilight or any Forges, and the fact that he's Chrono Boosting Thermal Lance, this tells us for sure this is a 2-base all-in. He is going to be moving out, and he's starting to add those gates already.
Yes, he is. That's going to be fairly dangerous, considering, I mean, there's not even a Medevac count up right now, let alone a Viking count, but the Marauder count is quite heavy, which, strangely enough, might end up with Byung in quite a bit of trouble with all of those that Immortal in the mix. But Byung is going to get a successful Widowmine drop down here, and the probes have been pulled. The detonation goes, oh! Zest tries to get out of there and fails completely. That was a huge hit to the economy, and Byung certainly realizes, wow, I pulled that off? Hell, I don't have to commit. Let's get the hell out.
Yeah, and he's right about that. All he needs to do now is kind of sit back at home and make sure he doesn't die to this timing attack. 14 probes killed. Yeah. That's really going to take the wind out of the sails of Zest.
Yep, good focus fire coming in here. Byung does not get the second shot off. Just in the nick of time, the Observer comes in to save that. That would have been even better, but absolutely, that was a brilliant Widowmine drop. Zest's pull was a little too late, and he elected to pull his probes into the assimilator. And unfortunately, I think Byung controlled that very well. Oh, but he's not controlled this well. That was a disastrous drop.
Ooh, this is a great example of Terran actually pushing it too far.
Yeah.
But, you know what? He's trying at the natural. Nope, not quite getting in there either. Losing some extra units. Yeah, Byung is like, he's overdoing it. He's doing what Marine King used to lose games all the time doing when he was like the best. You know, he's saying, well, I'm just going to keep picking you apart until you're dead. It's like, well, no, I mean, you already killed 14 probes. Sit back and macro for a minute. Get further ahead.
Yeah, think about third base. Think about tech. Think about something. And tech is something Byung is certainly... He keeps just being behind in upgrades. Thankfully, this game, this 2-base all-in doesn't actually have any upgrades associated with it. And Zest is moving out with the smallest Protoss army in history at the moment. But Byung's army isn't that big either. The steam comes in, though. Byung's going to get 1, 2 sentries out of this. He's going to try and get a third as well. There are the force fields. But Zest's army is taking significant damage. The Immortal didn't die, though. Needs to focus it down. There we go. And he gets the sentry as well. Getting another one, too. There's only Colossus here right now, but the Stalker reinforcements are coming around the back.
Well, all the tech units died except for those Colossi, but with 3 Colossi now and a big warping of Stalkers, this may still be enough. A very sloppy game here from Zest, but he realizes he's got to move out and retake this game after killing off a couple of Byung drops.
Yep, we've got a couple of Vikings now in the air, so at least they can provide threat. But here he goes, trying to break that bunker at the moment. We've got more Marauders coming down the line. Byung needs to stim those immediately, get them into the bunker, and keep fighting. Another Colossus falls. The Stalkers are still alive. This one bunker is holding. This is the one thing that is keeping Byung alive at the moment. Stim forward with another Marauder. Good focus fire here by Zest. Excellent control here by Zest. There's the warp, and the bunker finally falls. Byung, it looks like he will break.
Well, it certainly does. Zest still has these 2 Colossi, despite the fact they're very low, and he has too many Stalkers. There's just no way Byung is going to be able to produce enough units to stop this. It's not going to happen, and this is like a very strong move from Zest. Byung has to be kicking himself for overcommitting on those drops.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you've got to give the fault purely to Byung on that one. It's like, okay, you did a couple of great drops. Like, just, you're okay sitting on those laurels. That's fine. In fact, you should be. This is the time when you should be trying to get further ahead and not getting cocky. And that's exactly what happened. And then Zest just killed him for it. Because you don't get cocky against a double GSL champion. GG. Zest puts another one in the coffin. 2-0.
Well, that's pretty rough. I think that Byung may be in a bad mood after that one, because after you kill 14 probes and you throw away 2 drops against a Protoss that is obviously trying his best to defend on 2 bases, and then you lose by that margin. Like, he killed all the sentries and the Immortal before there were any other units there. There were just 2 Colossi, and if he had 1 more medevac of units there, and the thing is, he wasted more than 1 medevac of units, but if he had just that much more, he would have been able to break that before it got out of hand.
Yeah, you would certainly think so, wouldn't you? But it's weird. Like, it's strange to see those errors in Byung's play, considering he's usually so good in this matchup. But this is not a format he's particularly used to. And it seems like Zest's experience is really coming through here. Byung looks shaky at the moment. He's got to tighten things up, and he's got to do it right now.
You know, he did do a good job at the beginning, but it's not enough if you make those mistakes there at the end. So I think he's going to tighten up a bit. I think he's going to stop wasting so many drops, and this isn't over yet. I know it kind of feels like it because it's Zest, and we're like, well, you know, Zest is up 2-0. This is probably just going to go his way. But don't forget, he was up 3-1 against Hero and still lost yesterday.
Yeah, that's very, very true. We're going to take a short commercial break, and when we do come back, Game 3 of Byung versus Zest right here in the bronze match for the Sandisk SHOUTcraft Invitational. Hi, my name's John Bain, and it's my pleasure to thank Sandisk for bringing us top-notch StarCraft 2 entertainment at the Sandisk SHOUTcraft Invitational. When I'm not casting StarCraft 2, it's my job to critique PC games, and to do that, I need the best hardware. One of the best upgrades that you can get for your PC gaming experience is a solid-state drive, so I'd like to encourage you to check out the Sandisk Extreme Pro SSD. It's engineered for super-fast read and write speeds and consistent high performance 24/7. What does that mean for your games? Faster load times, faster boot times, faster install times. Less downtime, more game time. Plus, they're easy to install, run cool, and are both virtually silent and energy efficient. If you're worried about reliability, no need. Sandisk backs it all up with a 10-year warranty. Game without limits when you step up to the consistent high performance of Sandisk Extreme Pro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sandisk SHOUTcraft Invitational. These guys want to get going. I don't blame them. I want to get right back into the action. That's exactly what we're going to give them.
Well, it can definitely be frustrating if you've gone down 0-2 like this and you want to keep powering forward, get that first win, build your momentum. Can't blame Bbyo for that.
No, absolutely not. He's got to be kicking himself after that one because he knows he did well with the harass. But again, I think the way that you described it was best. Like, it was super Marine King-esque. It's like, I'm winning, let's hit him again. No, just let him bleed on the ground for a little bit. You know, you get yourself back in the right mindset, you compose yourself, and then get ready to deliver a proper finishing blow. Because you give Zest an inch and he'll take a mile.
Absolutely. That's the best way to put it. You make any mistakes and Zest will capitalize on it. So when you do get ahead in some way, you better back up and make sure you're getting further ahead or he's going to kill you.
Yes, and he has viciously done so, on two bases every time. It's not like Zest isn't capable of a macro game, he just realizes that if he has an opportunity to kill someone, he's going to do it. And he had good odds on that push. Even though the push wasn't brilliant, like, I've got to remark on that. Losing all those sentries at the front was uncharacteristically sloppy, I felt there from Zest. It's just a shame that Bbyo had taken too much damage for it really to matter by that point.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting Bbyo to run down the ramp right exactly then, unfortunately for him, but it worked out in the end. He did some good force fields, and despite having a tiny army right there, wiped out a lot of Byung's forces.
Indeed. He might have a tiny army, but was a tall and scary and laser-trodden army. Very, very terrifying. So let's see if he can get back into this. He needs to get his mindset into a very good place. He can't descend into the darkness of tilt. That cannot happen, otherwise this will be a whitewash. To the northwest position in the orange trunks playing Terran, ladies and gentlemen. Down 2 games in this best-of-7 bronze match. CJ enters Bbyo.
And his opponent in the bottom right of Waste Station, long spots. Taking the first 2 games rather convincingly, it is KT Rollster Zest.
He's champion for a reason. He really, really is. And only a Protoss as good as Hero was able to take a best 7 off him. And that was barely, barely managed it. It was down to the absolute wire. So, Zest is that damn good. And he's demonstrating it here against the man with the best win rate in Pro League by a country mile.
Indeed, he does have that. Just absolutely impressive results so far from Bbyo there. But he needs some individual league results. And I would say that 3rd place in this tournament would count as such. So,
yeah, that'll be good.
Definitely hoping that he can come back and take this. Zest, he's not striving for that as much. Or rather not that he's not striving, but he already has a lot of results.
He's got off the
doesn't... Yeah, he doesn't have to prove anything. This obviously he wants to win the huge prize pool in another tournament, but best he can get here is 3rd, and I wouldn't mind seeing him get 4th so he can get Bbyo on that scoreboard for high finishes.
That would definitely be nice, because I think Bbyo is good enough to deserve it. Nice little pickup here from Bbyo, who's able to get himself a probe. Really, that probe was there just to see when the command center went down, and this is as bog standard a build as you get. The 12-12 into Reaper, which is followed up with the reactor and the expansion. And I was going to say that's an early engineering bay, that's an NG block, actually.
Well, yeah, that's a nice little trick. We saw it last game, and it does slow him down just a little bit here as well.
Yep.
We'll see when Zest goes ahead and makes that Nexus. Should be coming up. But a Reaper is going to kind of get in his way. Maybe pick off this probe even.
Yeah, that would be nice to have. He can get that very easily. The DPS of the Mothership Core is not good enough. And the Reaper's already got 2 probes, which is more than a Reaper generally gets. He can be pretty happy with his life. He can tell his kids about it. Not that he's going to live to tell the tale. But that works well. He gets the scout he needs. And then, interestingly enough, Bbyo actually goes for a real engineering bay. And the +1, very Flash-esque here.
Yeah, that's a super fast +1 attack, and in fact, I think he did something kind of similar here when he played on this map before, or maybe it was a different Terran God. There were so many actually good TVPs in this tournament so far.
I think it was Waste Station actually, and I'm pretty sure he was he was right here in the southeast. Wasn't that the one where he made the push against Zest and got obliterated?
Yeah, it was the Blink build from Zest, and he hit some magnificent force fields and was able to take him out. But Zest not going for Blink this time. He's going to mix it up. Doesn't want to keep doing the same things on the same maps because that is the easiest way to get countered and lose.
Yeah, I like Byung's decision to possibly go for this again. We're making some kind of big assumptions here, but he's going to have a fairly large Marine count, and he's going to have +1, which is very dangerous. A Tech Lab, of course, will be the follow-up. He may decide to do it with combat shields. He may just maybe toss a Marauder or 2 in there and just go. The push that he did last time was without Medivacs. Unfortunately, like we said, Zest, he figured it out. He caught it in just the wrong place, and then just wiped it off the map. So, Bbyo is going to attempt the same thing again. It will, this time, be, by the looks of it, with Stim. But it certainly will not be with Medivacs, I would imagine.
Yeah, he's producing quite a few units at the moment, so we'll see if he gets out with a nice push. But I don't think that Zest is really going to take any damage from early pushes here. He's already added his 2nd gateway. He's got that robo out, producing observers to figure out what's going on. Of course, his Mothership Core is going to have a bunch of energy. And it's starting to look like this game is going to be able to transform itself into a long macro game here.
Yeah, it very well could. It very well could. I wonder if Bbyo will attempt to actually push out. The +1 being that early just indicates that he would want to. Otherwise, there's not really a great reason to get it.
Yeah, that's quite true. Like, I guess it helps you to speed up your 1-1 overall, but normally when you hit the 1-1, you do want to go and at least poke. But I guess the map being this long, he's a little bit scared about doing so, and in fact, he's so scared about this map and the things that Zest may do to him. He already has 3 bunkers, one of which is on the high ground.
Yeah, and that, you might be thinking, well, bunkers aren't much of an investment. Yeah, but for about 10-20 seconds, those barracks weren't building anything because of that. That's a couple of extra Marines. That's 4 Marines he could have had for a defense against, well, what? And we're seeing that Zest build, that tech-heavy Zest build, the Robotics Bay, Twilight Council, and Double Forge.
Well, this is him setting up for a nice macro game.
Yep,
definitely going to be a third base coming out of Zest at some point here. Byung, will he try to get some early damage on? Yeah, I think so. Like, he's gonna get some medevacs out with these double barracks and see if he can get some sort of pushing done. Nothing huge. This is more of a harassment-based strategy he's opening with. So hopefully